everybody, welcome to your favorite YouTuber's channel, Nikki. What? Today I'm going to talk about why I chose van life. Okay. Today I'm going to talk about why I chose van life. Now, buckle up, because it's a long story. It doesn't really have one answer, and it spans over the course of a few years of making different decisions in my life.
So, I want to preface this by saying, I chose van life. Not everybody has the luxury to choose van life. Some are forced into it, whether it be finances, disabilities, toxic living situations. I chose this lifestyle. It is what I wanted, and it was an intentional travel lifestyle that I wanted to be a part of.
Now that we've got that cleared away, let's start my story. Very vulnerable, very vulnerable. So about 4 years ago, I was a police officer.
Whoa, okay, sorry. Woo, the wrong set of photos. Hold on. Okay, I got it.
I was making base pay, $1,200 take home, bi-weekly, as a police officer. I was barely making enough to survive. My rent was raising every single year. My income was not. Hello, inflation for those millennials. And I needed to do something about it. I then calculated my rent, and I was gobsmacked at how much rent I had paid. Surprised? No, I knew I was doing it, but I was still gobsmacked. Just seeing that number after avoiding it for a while was stressful. So I decided that I was going to purchase a little $3,000 plot of land. Yes, I did find some little plots of land for $3,000 and throw an $11,000 tiny home on it. Now these were prices, when I was looking. And so I was like, great, this is fantastic, because I couldn't afford a mortgage. My credit was absolute garbage. It was absolute garbage. It was gonna take me a really long time to save up for a down payment on a real home. It wasn't really feasible for me. Well, I started researching tiny homes, and when I was on YouTube, I kind of started getting in my home feed suggestions for van life. Now, van life was completely unheard of at this time. There were like no van lifers on YouTube. And when I saw it, I was like, what is this? These people living in vans? What are these people doing? This is crazy. All these like hippy dippy people. And I started watching these videos. It was just regular people who wanted to travel more. And I was like, wait a second. This kind of looks like it's for me. So the more I started searching van life on YouTube, the more I realized that that's what I wanted to do. So I completely immersed myself in all things van life. And my plan was to get a PhD in clinical psych, which is a 7-year program. So I was like, okay, I'll go live in a van for 1 year, and then I'll start my PhD when I come back. You still with me here? You staying awake? Stay awake, drink some water, sit up straight. In the midst of all this, getting my finances in order and then wanting to get a van and everything, my friend messaged me and he's like, hey Nikki, are you interested in selling a house? And I was like, I was thinking of getting a house, but like I'm not ready to buy a house because my credit is garbage and I don't make a lot of money yet. And he's like, well, my aunt is selling a house, a little townhouse. Why don't you just come look at it? And I'm like, okay, it can't hurt. So I went to go look at this little townhouse and I completely fell madly in love with it. So I was like, okay, I'll get a house and then I'll do van life. I ended up buying this house. Now, again, I told you my credit wasn't quite there yet to purchase a home. So I was denied by 4 banks for a mortgage. Yeah, that was stressful. The 4th bank, which was my own credit union, manually overwrote me, and that's how I got my mortgage. I own a home! This is so exciting. So I move into my home. That cost a lot of money. I had built up a nice little cushion of money, and half of it got swept away into closing costs and a down payment, which I only paid like 3% down. Then I was like, okay, I'm like ready to get this van. I went to a mechanic that I knew, and he's a part of mechanic auctions from around the country. So he has like special privileges on the internet to looking at auction vehicles, right? I didn't think it was gonna be as quick as I was thinking. Over the course of a year, we'd look and see what we can find. He found me a van in 3 weeks, like 3 weeks after I purchased my condo. It was a 2018 Nissan Envy 2500 high top. It was brand new. It only had 8 miles on it. It was involved in an accident, so it was damaged. So I'm sure somewhere along the line, some insurance company totaled it out, and then it went up for auction. We ended up bidding $12,900 on it. The seller came back and said, I'll take $13,900. And I said, no, I'm not paying more than $13,000 for a vehicle. And the seller came back and said, okay, we'll give it to you. And now I have a house and a van and no money. Oh boy, was that very stressful for me. During this time, I was in school finishing my Bachelor's of Science in Psychology in preparation to get a PhD in clinical psych, which is the 7-year program. I was just completely burnt out. I was working full-time as a first responder. I was in school full-time at a university maintaining a 4.0 GPA, and I had no money because I just spent all my money on a house and a vehicle. Cue the depression. Oh goodness. Oh, what a life. What a life we all live, right? So I'm finishing up my degree and now I'm about to graduate. When I was working in a clinical psych lab, I saw the lifestyle that I was about to have for 7 years. It wasn't really the lifestyle that I had anticipated. I started asking questions to the PhD candidates, and I asked 3 of them separately, are you glad you chose this path? All 3 of them said, if I would have known just how long 7 years was, I would have chosen something different. And I was like, yeah. I just don't know if I want to be in my mid-30s by the time I finish grad school. I just decided, let's put this on hold right now. I'm definitely not going to get a PhD. Maybe I'll get a master's, but just not right now. So now that I'm no longer going to grad school, I'm like, am I still going to do van life? I don't know. Van life was going to be the travel gap year between my undergrad and the ball and chain, which would have been marriage. Did I say that out loud? I didn't mean to say that. I meant to say grad school. Or did I? You're not bored yet, are you? Stick with me, only a few more minutes. I really had to think about what my next move was with this stupid van. It was just sitting in my parking lot. I couldn't fix it. I had to pay it off before I fixed it. 2020 rolled around. I had just quit being a cop right before 2020 and hit. And then I was making more money than I've ever made in my entire life. I paid off the van immediately. Then I was like, okay, you know what? I'm just gonna sell it. I'm gonna sell it. I no longer have like the intense time urgency to travel because I'm no longer going to grad school. I took it to the shop to get the exterior fixed. As it was in the shop, I started second guessing selling it. Everyone started doing van life and I'm like, wait a second, I had this planned out for 3 years before it became a fad, and now everyone's doing it, like now is the time to do it. And I got the van back from the shop and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'll rent out my condo and then I'll go travel. Like, I already have the van, why sell it now? And that was like right before the crazy prices of vehicles. That's when I made the final decision. It all kind of started out from finances and the sense of urgency to travel before I started a 7-year PhD program. Both of those kind of went hand in hand, but when I made the new decision for a new path in my life, I decided to sell it, but then I changed my mind again. And that's just kind of how my life is all the time. I never have a 5-year plan. I'm super spontaneous. I can't fit myself into this mold. I can't follow a 5-year structure. I just need to be able to do and go anywhere that I want, anytime that I want. And van life allows me to do that. So here I am, a year into van life with currently no regrets. I just signed a 24-month lease to a new tenant. Looks like I'll be doing another 2 years of van life. How exciting. Are you so excited for me? I'm so excited. More content to come. I've just been working my butt off here in Michigan with nothing exciting going on, nothing really to film. So I figured I'd come to the park today because it's 95 degrees. So I was not working in the 95-degree heat and film this video for you. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully I see you soon. And now I have to go find Jules. Jules, you good? Hi, baby. I found him. Say bye-bye, Jules. Bye-bye. Let's be aesthetic. Let's be the aesthetic van life and van cat girl, huh?